Considering the 12, 16, 18, or even more years spent in formal education, it's somewhat shocking that they couldn't spare an hour or two to provide some guidance on the residential rental market that you were thrust into after graduation. The whole process feels completely intimidating. Well, if you truly knew just how important renters are to the residential rental market and who is dependent on the decisions you've made ever since then, you might not feel so intimidated. We're covering the true importance of you, the renter, on today's Renter Confidential. While a renter is simply defined as a person who has the use of any property by payment of rent, this definition is woefully inadequate to fully capture the powerful role that renters play in this industry. As a renter, you see the landlord or property manager and maybe some maintenance people. But there is an entire ecosystem of industries and professionals behind the scenes that you are supporting as a renter. Moreover, renters bring life, character, and meaning to the rental communities they call home. Rental Secrets was the first book I wrote. When someone initially suggested that I write a book, I had no idea what that might look like. So I went to the local bookstore to see what was in their real estate section. There I found books for real estate investors and real estate agents, books for mortgage brokers and insurance agents, books for property managers, and more. There were books for nearly every role in the real estate ecosystem except for renters. And that's how Rental Secrets was born. Rental Secrets was written for the 36 million households who weren't represented on those shelves. According to Zillow, those 36 million households paid $512 billion in 2019. That's over $500 billion. Yes, that's trillion with a T. To further put this into perspective, it is more than the annual revenue of Apple. It's nearly double the annual revenue of Google, and more than 4 times that of Facebook. In short, it is a massive industry that all comes down to convincing individuals and families, one by one, to call a particular room, trailer, apartment, condo, or house home. So as the renter, you are the foundation for the entire ecosystem. Landlords and property investors are creating livable rental spaces with the intention of earning a profit by providing housing services. Real estate agents fight tooth and nail to represent the buyers and sellers of these rental properties. A massive part of the insurance industry is tied to providing not only insurance to landlords, but to renters as well. Property management companies are paid to manage the day-to-day operations of these properties. Construction contractors are paid to first build these properties and then provide ongoing maintenance. Later on, they're called back to either remodel the existing buildings or tear them down and build a new building. Pest control companies compete for the contracts to keep your rental home free of critters. Landscaping companies vie to keep the curb appeal up. There are plenty of more examples, but all of these industries depend on renters for their revenues and, more importantly, their profits. And now we'll take a break for our sponsor, Apartment Search Secrets. This free book removes the stress from your apartment search. The link is in the show notes, and here's the trailer for this amazing free book. That new job you've been looking for finally came through. So you're taking on a new adventure in a brand new city, which all means one thing: packing. And the stress it brings. But you can drop all that stress for free with Apartment Search Secrets. With this short ebook at your side, you'll know your value as a renter. You'll know what the internet can't tell you. You'll see landlord problems coming a mile away. And you'll get the best perspective on your rental search. Visit rentalsecrets.net for your free copy today. And we're back. But equally, if not more important, renters bring life and vitality to rental communities. Newly built apartment buildings are desperate to get renters to move in. And I don't use the term desperate lightly at all. The value of that building is absolutely dependent on having people move in. Nobody wants to live in a lifeless monstrosity of glass, brick, steel, concrete, and wood. They want to live in a community. They want to hear and see children playing outside. They want to see their neighbors enjoying the courtyard and using the swimming pool. They want to chat with their neighbors while walking the dog. None of these things are possible unless renters move in to call the building home. So here's the takeaway. As a renter, understand that you are of central importance to the landlord and all their vendors. It is you who gives energy, life, and vitality to the buildings you live in. You are the source of the value that the building has. Whether a particular rental community continues to receive this from you or not is completely up to you. You are a rental market of one. They have to convince you, not the other way around. And Renter Confidential is all about supporting renters in achieving that level of confidence. This is just like the process every superhero goes through in the movies. One of the more humorous superpower discovery scenes is in the movie Shazam, where Billy Batson and his foster brother run through scientific superpower discovery tests. But the superhero in every origin story has to learn how their powers are used. The only difference between the movies and real life is that in real life, everyone has a superpower, including you, the renter. As we bring our first season to a close, I want to sincerely thank those who have helped make this show a reality and encouraged me along the way. And a special thank you to those who have subscribed, liked, and posted meaningful comments. It certainly hasn't been easy creating these 22 episodes, but if I only helped one person create a better housing situation for themselves, it was all worth it. If you haven't already subscribed, click the button so you'll be alerted when Season 2 goes live. Thanks for watching Renter Confidential. Happy apartment hunting. And remember, when it comes to renting, insider information is the best roommate you can ever have. Subscribing to Renter Confidential is the best way to keep the industry insider tips coming. If you're listening to the podcast, you'll also find the show's videos on YouTube and Rumble. You can also follow me for daily tips on social media. You'll find me at Rental Secrets on Facebook and Instagram, while on Twitter, my handle is Rental Secret, and on LinkedIn, I'm Justin Pogue. You can find us online at rentalsecrets.net with free gifts, guest interviews of me on other podcasts, and much more. Thanks for listening.